Curveball Pit Bike Mike. Alright, so a couple new things going on in the world today. So I guess we can start off on bike related topics. So I have recently switched up the gearing ratio on this bike. It was a 15 tooth sprocket in the front, and I switched it down to a 14 to make it a little torqueier, which, you're really not getting a whole lot of torque out of this thing regardless, but, it, in my hopes, it may help and make a little bit of a difference. I don't know yet, we'll see, but feels a little peppier. So change that. I don't have the actual numbers for you, what the actual numbers were, like the actual gearing ratios. I'll put it up on the screen just so you all can see for that general knowledge. But I think if I remember correctly off the top of my head, I think it drops it by like 0.2 or something like that of a ratio. So either way, so going on something on bike related, I can't seem to win recently. There's been a bunch of weird stuff going on, and things have just been kicking me again, and I don't get it. It's crazy. First, remember how I was talking about, that I got new wheels and tires for my GLI, and I went down to the tail of the Dragon, and that they weren't balanced, so I had them balanced again down in Tennessee, and then they still weren't right, so I had them road force balanced per tire rack. Well, they failed, so they sent me out 2 new tires. So I went to my local Mr. Tire. Yes, I know, probably wasn't the smartest idea, but I'm trying to adjust my camera real quick. I think it might be better. So I went to my local Mr. Tire, which, they balanced them correctly, and the new tires are balanced really well. Like, I'm actually kind of happy with them. Problem: they damaged one of the wheels. For some reason, on one of the wheels, they decided to try to get the adhesive from the wheel weight off. They used an angle grinder and grinded the paint off of the wheel. Like, off the wheel where the wheel weights were. And I'm like, are you out of your mind? Like, what in the world? And so the thing is that I didn't see it that night because, I just took the tires in and I was dressed up because I was going to a funeral. And, so the next morning, that's when I decided to put them on, and I was like, and, I was doing a look over because I was going to try to remove some of the adhesive with some of that, adhesive remover, stuff that you should use to remove adhesive, not an angle grinder. But yeah, I saw it and I was just like, oh my lord. And so I checked the other one, and the other one was perfectly fine. So I'm like, why did they do it to this one and not that one? So yeah, so went up there, talked to them, and the manager was just like, they were cool. They apologized profusely, and they said that they would fix it, which, the problem is that going to a wheel repair guy, it's just as expensive as buying a new wheel. Which, yeah, if it was an OEM wheel, that would be a lot more expensive, because that would be closer to I don't know, $500-600 plus, if not more, for a wheel. So yeah, so I did that, and I ordered a new wheel just because I was like, you know what, it was like $330 for a new aftermarket wheel for my car. It hurt. I'll admit it. It was not. It was not a good time. Like it hurt my soul that I had to go through this. But yeah, so they're gonna cover that. Another thing going on, which is interesting. For some reason, now I know what a lot of people are gonna say before I even say this. So let me, I guess try to head that off at the pass. When I called my insurance guy and I was like, hey, I'm trading in my KTM for this bike. What's it gonna be like? He's like, oh, they're pretty similar bikes, shouldn't be much of a difference. I'm like, alright, whatever. I've had this insurance guy pretty much my entire life. I checked my insurance stuff to make sure it went through the other day, and I saw the how much it was for my monthly payment. It doubled from the KTM 890 to my Z900. It doubled, and I'm like, what the? So I called the insurance guy, and for some reason, he can't give me a good reason why it's so damn expensive for the Z900 when it's $4,000+ cheaper out the door than a KTM. Parts are easier to get. It's almost the same size motor. It's just I don't know. It's just a bad situation. I'm just like, why am I going through this? So I'm gonna have to start looking at other insurances and see if I can find one that will quote me lower for this, because for some crazy reason it just there just seems to be, I don't know, can't seem to win, and it really sucks. But that's where we're at. So yeah, that little bit of excitement, because it's not like I don't have enough excitement in the world. But what can you do? It'll all look up eventually. It has to, You can only get dealt so many bad cards in a row before things start to look up. So that's how I'm trying to view things. Just, obviously trying to stay positive and all that good stuff. Oh yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. What else is going on in the world today? Trying to think what is going on that's interesting and or interesting and or cool. Actually, you know what? I should text that kid, because he's taking a motorcycle test today, so hopefully he's getting his license. So I think it's a 1-day thing or it's a 2-day thing. I don't know. I'll have to text him and ask, because I can't remember. But I hope he did well. I feel bad because I meant to text him and tell him good luck, which yeah, I need to fix that, the balance of this front tire, because it is shaking me. It is shaking my cranium. I can barely speak or think because of the vibrations. Yeah, see, I'm going crazy just because of all the shaking. But I think with the switching down to a 14 tooth in the front, it it definitely feels a little peppier. Like, you know, when you really think about it, it's not like you're gonna change the world on a little Honda Grom, unless you do like a big bore. But well, it's doing 55, 56. That's not bad. But let's see. Hopefully gonna do some riding with my buddy tomorrow. I'm gonna have to be careful though, because here's where it becomes superstitious again. So when I had my accident, the day before I went to a funeral, and obviously then the next day I almost attempted to try to attend my own. So I am going to be very careful over these next few, just to make sure that that for some reason I don't have the same issue. I hope not. That'd be terrible. That'd really worry me some. But we'll see. But you know, trust the pit bike. I'm smarter this time, I think. I don't know. Like, I don't think I'm as much of a risk taker as I was before. So who knows? Maybe I grew up some. Who quite knows? I at least like to think that I grew up a little bit and grew a little bit of brains. So we will see. We will definitely see. Alrighty. Well, you know, I just wanted to talk a little bit, you know, update you on the constant kick to the nads that I seem to be getting every day recently. Don't know why, but yeah.